So here are our notes for multiplication property of equality and division property of equality. So multiplying each side of an equation by the same number produces an equivalent equation. So for example, if you have A equal B and we multiply the same number both sides C, then we're going to develop an equivalent equation. Similarly for dividing, when you divide the same number on both sides, that produces an equivalent equation. So if A equals B, then you divide the C on both sides, then you're going to get equivalent equation. Now let's just solve example number 2. Example number 2, solving using multiplication or division. Solve -3/4n equals -2. Now to solve for n, you're going to get rid of -3/4. So you can do that into 2 steps if you want, or in 1 step. What I'm doing is that first I'm going to multiply the -4 on both sides, either that way, or you can use the reciprocal of -3/4. So the reciprocal of -3/4 is 4/3 that you're going to multiply on both sides. The 4 and 4 cancel, the 3 and 3 cancel, and the negative also cancel. So you left with n equals -2 times -4 would be 8, and on the bottom you got as 3. Remember, you would treat the -2 as -2/1 also, and then -2 times -4 would be 8, and then on the bottom you have 1 times 3, and that's just 3. Now for checking, you're going to use the equation that the main equation you have, that is -3/4 n equals -2. Now the n is 8/3. So the 3 cancel. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So you're going to get -2. So -2 equals -2. Let's just do letter B here. So you're going to find the x value. So you're going to divide with pi on both sides. So the x would be equal to 3 pi divided by pi would be 3. So that's the x value, that x is equal to 3. And then you're going to check it by plugging it into main equation. So the main equation is pi x equals 3 pi. And then you're using the x value here. So the x, pi times 3 would be 3 pi. So 3 pi equals 3 pi. That's going to be your answer. And that's true. So that's why x equals 3 is your right answer. Now let's just look number 7 through 11 that you were trying on your own, and let's discuss these problems. Now let's just look at number 7 that you were trying before. So for number 7, you want to get rid of the 4 and want to get the y value. So what you're going to do is, to get rid of this 4, you're going to multiply the 4 on both sides. When you multiply this 4, you can cancel the 4 and 4, and you get y by itself. And then on the other side, you're going to get 7 times 4, which is -28. To check that value, you use the main or the given equation and plug it in y value here and divide it by 4. So -28 divided by 4 is -7, which is equal to 7, so it's true. Now number 8. You want to get the x by itself, so you divide both sides by pi to get the pi cancel from this side. So here the pi cancel as well, you got 6, and here the pi can cancel and you got x value as 6. You plug the 6 value again back into the main equation here so that you can check if it's right or wrong. So 6 pi equal pi times 6. Pi times 6 is 6 pi. So both sides are equal, so which is true. Now just let's look at number 3 here. So you want to get the W by itself. So you divide the 0.09 both sides. So when you divide decimal numbers, so what you can do is that move this decimal 2 spaces and add 0 here, and move this decimal by 2 spaces, and you left with 9 here, and then 180 on the top. So when you divide 180 by 9, you're going to get 20 as your answer. So your answer would be W equals to 20. So W equals 20 is your answer. Now for the checking part again, you're going to use the given equation and plug here for W. You're going to plug 20, and 20 times 0.09 is 1.8, and that's equal to 1.8, so which is true. For example number 3 here, you want this expression to solve. You want to solve this one. So this looks like 4 divided by 0.2. So 4 divided by 0.2 would be actually 40 divided by 2, and 40 divided by 2 would be 20, and when you subtract 20 on both sides, you get k equals negative 15. So you solve this part first, and then you're going to subtract 20. So solve the part right here, and then you solve for k. Now the triad problem number 10. So 8 divided by 1 over 2. So whenever you have a division sign, and if you change the division sign into the multiplication, then you flip this guy. So the flip of 1 over 2 would be 2. So 8 times 2. P minus 8 times 2, which is 16. And then you want to get the P by itself, so add 16 on both sides. So P would be equals to 13. So P is equal 13. Now number 11. For number 11, negative 10, absolute value of negative 10 would be positive 10. Remember we did that in the review section earlier, that any absolute value, whether it's negative or positive, will give you the answer as positive. And you subtract both sides by negative 10, and Q would be equals negative 8.